What's up, Case?
What's up, guys?
I think Barry has some questions lined up now.
Yeah. Can you
Thanks
hear
for
me?
hopping on. Yeah, we can. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, no worries.
Hopefully, everybody's Monday outside of Wenmoon's going all right.
Yeah. All right. So I'll start. Okay. So the first question someone put on the subreddit is that said, the upcoming DApp you have profits. How
Yep.
will that stand out against the competitors such as CoinStats?
That is a good question, and I haven't spent a ton of time on CoinSat, so let me get back to you on kind of like a full rundown. I know they have their like portfolio tracker.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think that's a good question.
All right. If anybody else wants to ask a question, just jump in because I got like I think 10, 15 questions over here that I collected. The second one is, will there be any incentive for people that are holding Wenmoon when they use the dApps?
Yeah, so basically the way that the DApp is currently being built out is there is basically there's premium functionality for those holding Wenmoon, and right now it's like basically you need to be holding call it $5 $5 USD worth of Wenmoon in order to access those premium features. What I'd love to do in maybe V2 or later versions is have it based on magnitude. So like if you're holding a significant amount of Wenmoon, maybe you get access to even kind of more premium features. The goal is to have a lot of utility in the free version though, just to drive awareness and to drive adoption. And you always have you always have the option of like later gating more features. So I mean, one kind of topic that's currently out there, and honestly, these decisions will be made probably like the week before launch or maybe that week around how much is gated, because we may do like the first month everything is free with the intention being of like kind of mass adoption. So when things are free and you have unfettered access, you usually get like more people using it, and the more utility, the better, the more people are going to talk about it. And now you have some great word of mouth kind of network effects. So yeah, right now the specs are for just holding, $5 USD worth, but to access some premium features. But I'd love to do something that incentivize, like the more you hold, the greater the benefit is. It's just not clear what that is exactly yet.
Okay. Just one more question. Are you recording this, by the way?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, and hey guys, real quick on the DApp. I mean, so we'll have design first iteration of designs to share out with everybody. And so like we love feedback, and so I'll be excited to get everybody's feedback, and we'll adapt with that feedback. We'll put out. I'm hoping when we put out our beta version, we should be able to get a bunch of your guys' feedback, and we'll make adjustments from that. So this will definitely be kind of community inspired led project, because at the end of the day, like we want to build something very valuable, not just like what we want to build kind of thing.
Okay. So this question you already asked, but you already answered. Sorry. It said like how many dApps will you be making, and what will be their functionality for each?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, the two main ones that I want to build are focused on kind of providing deeper insights into your current holdings as well as your historical holdings to help you make better kind of trading decisions. And then we'll roll out some kind of Chrome extension, browser extension, essentially, to help you to see contract details as you're exchanging. So, for example, Pancakeswap, if you go to buy or sell SafeMoon, they list out the tokenomics to help you understand what's going to happen. And I think there's a lot of utility to that. The way Pancakeswap is not set up to offer that for all tokens. It would be very cumbersome in their code base. You have to like actually make a change to the front end. And so it'd be like very helpful if you had a Chrome extension that was sharing that, kind of with you real time on Pancakeswap or, Uniswap or whatever you're using. So like, that's another utility. As a part of probably this Chrome extension, I'm not sure what we'll call it yet, maybe X-Ray or something, like I'm not sure, but we'll also provide some kind of like stats around the contracts that you're looking to get into, where we do like deep wallet searching to try to identify like potential scams or potential rugs or devs that, rugged in this coin and, they're somehow connected to like. So we want to, build a dApp that helps to identify like, bad players and bring better insight into what they're about to invest in. And then who knows where we, go from there. Like, I think there's a lot of opportunity in the space because there's not a ton of players. And so, yeah.
Okay. This one, a lot of people are asking this. They're like, yeah, we have like good ideas. We have dApps, we have a solid community. But everyone feels like the marketing it's lacking. Like, there's not enough marketing going on. Like, there's not enough awareness of this token. Sorry. Yeah, we have like, Twitter and like Instagram, but like there's not enough marketing going on to get more people in this or tell people what this is. A lot of people come on the chat and didn't even know what a dApp is. Like what is a dApp? So what are you gonna do to make this market more? Are you gonna hire a team? People are asking if you should get a full-time team that just markets the token.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that the problem is that when we hire, an influencer, like we spend a ton of money bringing in influencers to help promote the token, and when it's in its pure kind of speculation stage, it like if things are not green currently, then people kind of freak out. And I like the two. So like, lining up influencers is kind of like this temporary shot of caffeine or adrenaline. And where we really see like long-term kind of sustained massive growth is there's kind of like two main things in the market. There's listing exchanges, which we should have ramped up sooner. We didn't have this idea sooner. So like, as we've said, we're trying to get 1 to 2 exchanges per week. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. And then having some kind of utility. So like those are the two things that we're spending the vast majority of our money on. So yeah, like we just put out a job for like a graphic design person. We have a job out. We just haven't hired for like a social media person and influencer outreach. Like we need to just finalize that and bring that person on. But like in general, we need to be very intentional about where we're spending our money. Like this isn't like, if this were a business worth $25 million, we'd have a lot of money to hire for a team, and we just don't, have that money. And so if we're going to spend money, I want to spend money on the things that are going to give us like real long-term, like growth potential and price stability and like very significant growth potential versus, spending it on things that give us like temporary lifts. Now, I agree 100% that our graphics and like announcements and all these things could be better. So we are like put out a job today for somebody for those things. But yeah, like again, we're spending a lot of this money out of our own pockets for these listing exchanges, which I think will help us drive more growth over the long term than in the dApp report than getting more influencers or something.
Okay.
If people disagree, please, like we really like feedback. We want to hear everybody's thoughts, and like we want this thing to succeed more than our egos, if you will. So please feel free to.
Yeah. So because they're saying, yeah, they agree with the aspect that you said you want to create like a long-term like token for very basically. Not just like a small-term token, but they're saying in order to get there, like more people that join, they don't come in that mentality. Like no one comes into a token like, oh, I'm gonna be for a long term. It's just like oh, I wanna pump it, I wanna get my money, and I wanna leave. So they're saying like you should market in a way that you tell them like what you're gonna do. You know, yeah, you have it written on your website, like, yeah, we're doing this, this, and this. But if you could, like, I don't know, get a marketer who could just let what this token is about, and this is what they're gonna do, or like even for example, when you have the DApp coming up, will you be marketing that too through TikToker or YouTube, or how will you market that?
Yeah, I mean, like same with our exchanges. We'll definitely be lining up. I mean, influencers they already have the network, right? And so we'll be lining up the influencers for, so like we'll have a whole kind of launch sequence for the Gap, absolutely, and we'll be promoting that far ahead. I mean, we'll be doing the same for these exchanges as well. Yeah.
Okay. And someone put on suggestions in the Discord that regarding the YouTube, like you should make a YouTube account, and they're like, you know, so you should put like how to buy, how to sell, like what your token is gonna do, what the DApp is gonna do. You should make videos of that on your YouTube account.
Did we make the YouTube?
No, we don't have one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We set up a Twitch today?
I set up a Twitch today, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I think the YouTube is on the list, right?
Yeah, even just like a simple 1-2 video on how to buy. Like for example, you dropped that video in the chat of how to buy a token, right? With the Google Doc video you had with a document. If you could just upload that on YouTube, people can see like, oh, the developer is actually pushing this. You know, they can just put the YouTube video on how to buy.
Right. I mean, I guess my thinking in that, so I put all the videos and stuff in our Discord, which I feel like would probably have more clicks, more people going to than our YouTube channel. So I guess I'm just.
No,
I mean, we can make a YouTube.
I would disagree with that, because, for example, when I was in SafeMoon before, like I didn't know about Discord. A lot of people don't know about Discord. Even I don't even use Discord that much now. My first thing was, all right, go on YouTube, how to buy SafeMoon. But
Okay.
that's what I did. I didn't like try to go on Discord. I think if you put a video up on your if you make a YouTube video, because not everybody knows about Discord or Telegram. I got my brother on yesterday. He's like, yo, what's a Discord? What's a Telegram?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, you know, he'll go on YouTube, oh, how to get this token, and then that's it.
Barry's
Well, I
got a
would say-
point. That's.
Yeah.
I was just saying that Barry's got a point. That's the first video I saw. Was his
Okay.
on how to actually buy the stuff.
Yeah, because even right now, when I go on Discord, there's a lot of tabs there. You still have to go through like 4 or 5 of them to see, oh, okay, this is how you buy them. So if you just have a YouTube video of just how to buy, how to sell, and you don't have to put how to buy, how to sell. You can even put like new announcements coming up, or what you guys are doing, or just like a weekly, or even just like voice note, or we're doing this every week, or we're doing this. This is upcoming. We have this listing coming, so people can just interact and just get.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. The other question someone said is that, yeah, so currently for Hotbit, like the holders, they're not receiving, you know, the 15% tax redistribution, right? So for the upcoming exchange that you get in, like Bitmart or Whitebit, will there be a similar situation? Because in that case, because you know we only get if there's transactions going on, then we get the 15%. But if
You
we
have to
can't
sell
get the
a minimum
15%, we
amount,
don't get no
right?
benefit of holding.
Yeah, so it's based on how the exchange manages their wallets. So so Bitmart, we already signed a contract with. We're just waiting for their CEO to sign it, essentially. So we're clear on that. The way that their wallets are hosted, essentially, you don't get access to the 15%. We are, so it's not 100% finalized, but the plan is to go live on, what's it called? B-Box, which is one of the larger exchanges. They do like $1.3 billion a day in transactions. I have not discussed that with them yet. We haven't gotten as technical, but the plan for the launch there is, I think, on Thursday. So yeah.
Okay. So let's say all the upcoming exchanges, like holders don't benefit from the 50% transaction like distribution. Will you be doing something that, like, you know, so it, because like what you're saying right now, it makes the holders think like, oh, the exchanges aren't going to benefit me. So what will you be doing in order to convince the current holders that, you don't know, that you still get so and so?
Yeah, that's a good question. So like I mean, there's a couple of things. You know, we can obviously do, you know, a Wenmoon giveaway to people that go and do their initial transaction there. What I need to verify, and I just haven't, like, I think it'd be great if we could set up a way where we temporarily don't charge, like the contract doesn't charge you the fee if you transfer in and out of, like, I don't know, I need to think through it more, but in and out of to transfer in and out of an exchange. I mean, at the end of the day, like one of the main reasons that we are going on these exchanges, I mean, you know, I put it on the subreddit, is like, one, these exchanges have access to, you know, millions of customers. So we're kind of opening the doors there. To some of the people in the community just prefer to trade on some of these exchanges, right? There's $1 billion plus happening every day on these exchanges. So we're opening it up for our community. And then 3, like, you know, they also have marketing and access to a decent customer list. And so just driving overall awareness to Wenmoon is, you know, pretty important. So like, I don't know if it's realistic for us to offer some advantage, like, you know, some redistribution. Like I need to think through it.
It's a tough situation just because, I mean, think about it. So you start trading on the exchanges, right? I mean, I'm one who does that. It's very comfortable. It's very easy. And there's no real technical reason why you can't redistribute to their wallets because you have their addresses and everything else, but they're not putting into it. So then what do? I mean, you kind of painted yourself in a corner.
Sorry, who's being painted into the corner? The Wenmoon team?
I would think so, yeah. That's the way I look at it. I mean, because if I try to move money from one exchange to the other, I get taxed 15% right off the bat.
Yeah.
You know, from wallet to wallet, 15. So before you know it, you're down 30% just in 2 moves.
Well, I have a question.
So
when you get taxed from going exchange to exchange, where does the tax go? Because it's not going to go to the holders, like you said. So where does it go?
Oh no, it does. 100%. Like the only function for tax in the contract goes to existing wallet holders.
Okay.
But I mean, evenly, right, amongst all wallet holders, right?
It's distributed based on your holdings within the current circulation.
Gotcha.
So like,
and I don't think there's a way to go away from, because the exchanges handle the wallets. Like, and that's one of the things that you give away when you join an exchange. You don't own the wallets.
I mean, yeah, again, like,
no, I'm just saying this is like a user, you know, decision. Like, I don't trade in exchanges because, and I own my wallet, and I have a hardware wallet because I know that ultimately it's not my wallet.
Yeah. No,
go ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, you know, I also try to like look at, okay, what are some of the bigger projects doing as, like, you know, perhaps they've already thought through these things or dealt with some of these kind of hurdles as they've expanded. You know, SafeMoon doesn't offer any kind of like assistance or like subsidies for going and trading in these exchanges. I mean, perhaps it's an opportunity for us to stand out. Like, I'm just not sure how we would at scale execute that. There is the potential where we temporarily disable a wallet from fees. I do like we do have the ability to do that with the contract. So we can say like, hey, this like wallet doesn't pay fees. Essentially, we needed to do that for the exchange's wallet, but yeah, it would just be difficult to like verify that it's like a fair process. So it's a good question. Like, my immediate answer is that right now there is no plan, you know, to kind of like make change. But it's something that we've already started to think through. And like, I mean, in odd circumstance, like in corner cases, I think we'd be willing to like bypass the fees for like, you know, a few minutes to allow you to move from one wallet to the next. But like, that could just be an issue. So it's a good question. Like, if you have other ideas, please feel free to send them our way. Yeah.
So I do have another question.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mean to like rain on everyone's parade or, you know, kind of. I mean, things have been really, really bad lately. And in the spirit of transparency, you know, one of the things that you mentioned right off the bat, I mean, I've been to a couple of these meetings. I haven't really said anything till this one, but a lot of emphasis has been putting towards or placed on influencers. So really what I'm starting to wonder, you know, as somebody who holds the coin, is how much is being spent on that? I mean, are you part of the whale or one of the whales that are letting go of all these funds that are holding things down? I mean, how much? The issue that I see now is, I mean, the price is so low. You can get in pretty, I mean, relatively cheap, and you know, have, you know, 1 billion tokens, you know, or 1 billion coins just kind of sitting there. So really, where's the room for growth? I mean, if somebody keeps doing that and somebody keeps tapping it out, we're just going to keep trimming things over and over and over again. So we're really not going to get anywhere. I mean, it's just going to get to like a, you know, a threshold, and then, you know, everything's kind of going out. So I'm wondering, are you going to start letting us know, like, hey, you know, we're going to be doing this, or we're going to be, you know, burning, or we're going to be, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're fair questions. I think in general, like there's people that got in early and they have a bunch of tokens, and unfortunately in basically kind of every project here, they, as you grow, have a decent amount of impact, right? Like today we had a whale that sold. Like when we were at all-time high, we had a whale that sold. If there's enough faith in kind of the long term of the token, bringing more investors in, like basically those whales sell out, and then you kind of move forward. If you look, like a week and a half ago, we had two $4 million market cap, and we were down from an all-time high of like 7.5 million, something like that. And what happened was we got up. Enough of the like earliest people that had gotten in, you know, dumped a bunch of money, and you know, we like to joke. But
I'm one of those people. You know, that's the reason why I'm bringing it up, is because that's what I've seen. I mean, it's like we get to a certain point, and then boom,
yeah, I mean, like that, that's how these things go. Like this is kind of pure speculation at this point, right? And so this is why we are spending a lot of time focused on these things that are more long-term drivers for us, not just saying, hey, we're going to get these influencers and price is going to be up tomorrow, so you better buy in now. We're focused on the things that increase, you know, accessibility, that leverage other people's marketing capabilities with lists in the millions, and you know, a utility that like adds real kind of value to the token. So it's not, you know, just trying to get an endless list of influencers that give you a little bump here and a little bump there, and we have like real, you know, function behind the token, which will make it much less speculation. And then hopefully and I mean, to some degree, like hopefully yeah, I mean, the whales, like if they were smarter, would sell when, like little bit by little bit, when we're on our way up, and not just, you know, dump when we're struggling, right? But
yeah, no, I totally understand that. I mean, you know, that part of it I get.
It's just like,
yeah,
like every project. I mean, you go look at, like, you know, we've talked about this, right? If you go look at Elon Gate, right? Like they had a major pump, and then they like dropped for like, I don't know, 5 days straight, and kind of like were sideways plus, like, you know, losing a bit. And they were down like, I think 80% from all-time high. And they then started to like see some significant growth from there. And they ended up growing like significantly for a long time. And now they're in another, you know, dump phase. And it's just like, that's what happens. You have people that like made a bunch of money, sell out, you continue to bring in new investors. There's people that are still holding because they're not okay with the 10x that they've seen, or the 15x that they've seen. Like they're looking for the 100x or 1000x, or, you know, whatever it may be. And as long as there is continued focus on the long term and like, you know, real plans for growth, I think the vast majority of people continue to believe, and you just fight through the early token holders that have a bunch of tokens because they got in early, you know, kind of continuing to sell. I mean, yeah, it sucks. Like, you know, I wish I could go you know, put like limits on how much early wallet holders are able to sell in 24 hours. I don't know, whatever. Just or like go make sure that they understand some of the like stuff that we're doing, and like also show them the percentage of people that hop into tokens that are rugs, right? Like, but you know, this just the way that the game is played. I think like up until maybe this weekend, I took everything like super personally, every sale like super personally, and was just very emotional about it. And you know, like we just worked so hard. We put a lot into this, and you know, so have you guys, and we feel like, you know, a sense of responsibility for you guys and your guys' investments. But like, you know, right now, all like the majority of the major projects, like, you know, SafeMoon and Elon Gate and Safe Mars, and like they're all kind of down right now. I think we're just in a bit of like, you know, down period. And unlike, you know, Elon Gate, for example, like we have utility, like we're focused on launching it being the most accessible coin, you know, kind of in terms of being on as many exchanges as possible. Like we're really trying to make like big long-term moves, and that's kind of what I've found solace in, is like we have a really strong community. Yes, there's people that are selling. Some of them are selling at a loss, which I just don't understand. But in general, like we're focused on what I believe is the right things. I mean, if we have an application, right, that brings real utility to the token, I mean, there's no way that we don't see growth and price stability and benefit from that. The only time that I've seen, you know, I'm not in a ton of these communities, but I was watching for a decent amount before we launched Wenmoon. The only time I've really seen a token like die is when the devs give up or leave, or rug or whatever. And so like, you know, that's not happening. Like we've hired a dev team. Like we're spending a bunch of money getting on these exchanges. So yeah, I mean, price is down. Like price is not always at all-time high, or it was like never just straight up. Like we're down, a bunch of other people are down. And I mean, you know, if this isn't the right move for you, then I totally understand. I don't want anybody to ever feel obligated to be a part of Wenmoon. And I think you need to make whatever decisions are best for you and your family, and financially, like that's most important. But like we're making the big moves. Yeah, prices like sucks right now. I totally get that. But we came up from like a way lower price than this in like 4 days. We, you know, whatever it was, 20-50x, and like really blew things out of the water. And one of the catalysts for that was the Hotbit exchange. And so like, you know, we've been way lower than this, and we hit all-time high in a matter of days. Like we can do the same here. And eventually the whales that are like not looking for long-term, you know, kind of 100x or SafeMoon kind of numbers, that's cool. But we're at least going to continue to push there. And like, you know, we don't have groundbreaking news every 6 hours, like, you know, as much as we're trying. It's just kind of unrealistic. And so that's where like we're really hoping that these big projects, like getting listed on multiple exchanges a week, or, you know, 1 to 2 exchanges a week, it is going to be like nice growth drivers for us, right? The giveaways that we're doing, hope, you know, like I think once we're able to actually hand somebody the keys to a Lambo and, you know, get some photos and like all this stuff, like that adds credibility, and like like I think it makes it a little more tangible. So I mean, we're like the donations, like we're trying to make the big moves and make this a long-term project. If some of the people that got in early and made a bunch of money want to dip, like that's fine, but you know, we're not leaving. So yeah, that's my rant.
Okay, I also have another question. Someone asked, why is the price so different on Hotbit compared to like Pancakeswap, or like even on the different charts? Why is such a big variance in the price?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, like, you know, my understanding is that this is kind of like how some of these exchanges operate, right? It's like no fees, but they like take advantage of this kind of like arbitrage, essentially. I mean, it's outside of our control. That's just how these exchanges operate, and each exchange is going to be different. So,
okay. Someone said, why have the redistributions dropped so drastically recently?
That's a good question. I mean, it's because volume has just been down, right? Like I think volume has largely been down on these kind of altcoins, and so redistribution. Let's say this. So if you own, let's say, 1 million Wenmoon, the percentage of the distribution will not change. It will actually grow slightly because you're accumulating more tokens, and so it's kind of compounding. So let's say that there's $1 million in transactions every single day. You will always get roughly the same amount of tokens redistributed to your wallet. Now, when we were pushing all-time high, and then kind of like the day after, transaction volume was much higher. And then kind of when the whole kind of crypto market, kind of started to chill out a little bit or whatever, like transaction volume kind of across the board has largely been down. And so transaction volume on Wenmoon has been down. So the amount of tokens you've earned from redistribution have not been as great because there just haven't been as many transactions.
Okay, this one was, I think someone asked already in the chat before, but they're saying, like, what are your plans to increase the liquidity? Because currently it seems very slow and it's not attractive to new buyers. And what plans do you have to fix that? And when can we expect those changes?
I'm sorry, I guess I don't really understand the question exactly.
They said that the liquidity pool is it's low. Like how are you going to increase that?
Oh, I mean, like the way that we increase the liquidity pool is really just through driving more investors in. Like it's still still a pretty small new project, right? So liquidity will grow as the token grows.
Okay. Oh, and this one was so the audit that you guys did.
Yep.
There was no overall risk score because the team is anonymous. So for the upcoming audits, will there be a risk score given or no?
Yep. Yeah. So that's just that audit. So we are working with. I posted this in the subreddit. So we're working with Certic on an audit with them, and so they will have a risk score, and I'm pretty sure I can't remember what it's called, their ongoing kind of assessment or whatever, and so they will constantly have a risk score, they look at market volatility, just all that stuff. So yeah, that'll be there. I mean, essentially the score is just an indicator or a proxy for all the other kind of information that you read, but yeah.
Okay, and when can we expect a preview for the DApp?
I mean, this week, I'm hoping. I would expect this week.
Okay, and when you say preview, what are you talking about?
Yeah, sorry. The preview is just the designs, and then you'll be able, again, like I said, we'll be soliciting kind of feedback on the designs, and then I'm hoping for basically I don't know, a beta. I haven't gotten the official from the team on if they think that this will be good, but basically end of next week I'm hoping to have something, at least maybe it's just the mods at first, I'm not sure yet, but at least some people kind of messing around with.
Okay, so this week you're just gonna give us the design preview,
yeah.
But the following week you'll just give us some beta version of it, where it's a functionality test or something.
Yeah, that's not official, but I mean that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, and do we have any upcoming marketing or any promotion, not promotion, sorry, any influencer that's gonna post us?
Let's see. Elon, you have anything?
Yeah, let me find his name. Yeah, we have one for Thursday, either Thursday night or Friday.
Right now, we just need to solidify that first exchange go live date, which we're planning on Thursday. They haven't sent us back their version of the signed contract. So it's D-Box. So once we get that, then we'll work with some influencers to help us like hype up the launch, the release essentially.
Okay.
But we just want to know the date first so that we can coordinate with them.
Yeah. So this week you have 2 exchanges coming out or 1?
Just one. I thought I was coordinating with it's called Indodax. It's like the #1 exchange for Indonesia, but I'm pretty sure that listing agent was a scammer. So we like applied through the actual website, and we'll see. But no, so this week we'll let you guys know when it's officially confirmed. But we already sent the contract on our end, and they said this week. So anyways, Bbox. So they do roughly $1.3 billion a day in transaction volume. And then we will have Bitmart early next week. And I'm also waiting on their executed version of the contract. So we've sent it over on our end, from our end.
Okay. All right. And then someone suggested in the Discord page that a YouTuber named Meet Kevin. He said he'll do sponsored videos as long as the admins and developers hit him up.
Okay.
I think he has around 100,000 views every stream.
Oh dang! All right, cool. Yeah, we'll reach out to him.
Yeah, so he said just hit him up to get in, basically market this more.
Thank you.
I just posted that TikToker in the chat. He's not like a huge influencer by any means, but he has a pretty good crypto following. So
okay.
Yeah, again, the influencers are just temporarily helpful, and we'll get some more investors, but what we need to focus on for real growth is getting some of these anchor points like exchanges, getting the app out there, and then we can use influencers to help promote some of those things. That's really how it got.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, you know how, and you also said last week you plan on having one exchange come in every week, hopefully, or every second week. Do you also have something like for marketing too? I want to get this influencer this week, or I want to market this. Are you doing something like that too, or no?
No, I mean we could. I think we're much better off using the marketers around the different events the exchanges. I think we're much better off using them to help promote around that than just kind of sporadically. So I think we work really hard pushing, the few days before listing. So Monday night, Tuesday morning is when we really start hitting things hard, focus on our Bbox exchange getting live on Thursday or Friday morning. We'll see. And then we go live, we promote that and help to drive traffic there. And then we focus on the Bitmart listing that is going live a couple days later, right? And so my hope is that we can continue to line up these exchanges going live and using marketing influencers and so forth to promote that. And now everybody has these growth kind of targets and milestones that everybody's focused on. People aren't just focused on something that's much further away or an influencer that's going to come and go very quickly.
Okay, I think one way just to summarize Case's message for the last few minutes is that we're really just focused on strategy over tactics, and he's just building a strategy that is has a higher probability of working, so that we don't have to worry so much about the tactics. And when we hit certain milestones, all the tactics that we can use just have exponential more impact. Do I have that correct, Case?
Yeah. Thanks, man. Dude, I owe you a message, but yeah, I owe you a message. Sorry, man. But yes, thank you.
Okay, and what exchange is coming on Thursday? What is it called? Bbox?
Yep, Bbox. I'll post a link to the CoinMarketCap.
Okay, and someone asked, how much do the influencers get paid?
Dude,
I said, yeah, how much do they get paid, and where do those funds come from?
A couple, so it really depends. I mean, we pay people 0.2 BNB to 5K. The majority of it is still coming from kind of our initial our pocket or whatever, like our initial marketing budget. The first time we ran up to an all-time high, we did sell a little bit so that we could pay for that Hotbit exchange. But with the way things have been, we haven't been able to sell. We didn't sell on the massive all-time high run up, and so we're like Bitmart, for example, that's 35 grand. Like we're paying for that out of our pockets, guys. Well, it's going to be more than 35K because we have to pay some other services or whatever. But yeah.
Okay, and I see the B box. That's like a overseas exchange. Are you guys coming with any like North American exchanges anytime soon?
Yeah. So I mean, Hotbit, you can trade from the US. Bitmart is US friendly. Like they have a decent app. So yeah, like we've also applied to. I'm pretty sure MXC is US friendly and they're pretty large as well. So we've applied there and we've applied to a bunch. These are just the ones that are like next up on our list.
Okay. Another question I have right now is to a new investor coming in, right? Looking at the chart, what will you say to him to why he should invest his 0.5 BNB or 1 BNB into your token?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I would go back to the strategy that we're focused on for long-term growth. I'd let them know that, as you can see on the chart, there's going to be, a bunch of gyrations, right? One day it's up, one day it's down, a couple of days it'll be down. And then, sometimes you go on a 50X run, which, is crazy. And so, we're still up 340X from kind of launch price right now. So anyways, the focus is not on short-term price, and we have a lot of that, and it's very easy to focus on short-term price. And the short-term price absolutely helps us to get more investors. But what we're focused on is a longer-term project where we can get to, billion-dollar plus, multi-billion-dollar market cap through making our token extremely accessible by going and listing on more exchanges than any of these kind of altcoins on the BSC and in Ethereum chains. And we are building out an application kind of suite to add utility to holding the Wenmoon token. Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody else have questions? Okay, one more thing I want to plug in. Currently, we posted a post on Satoshi Street Bets. So if we win that Street Bets, if we get the highest upvotes on the token, on the post by tomorrow, we get to be pinned in Satoshi Street Bets Telegram, which has 58,000 members. So if we win the contest, we'll be pinned inside the Telegram chat, and everyone can come to our Telegram and basically buy and see what we're about. So just a favor to everybody else, can you just go on Satoshi Street Bets and just upvote the post? So, yeah.
Any other questions, guys? In general, I appreciate it. I mean, listen, I know the chart is depending on when you bought in, probably pretty demoralizing. But again, tokens go and die. Again, you need to make whatever decision you need to make financially. I think that's very important. Tokens die when the dev team and in the community, when the dev team leaves or the community, revolts and tries to rug everybody else. And I think we have a really strong community. I mean, I can't thank the mods enough for all the work that they do. Barry for running this. It's honestly inspiring, and we're super grateful. And in terms of the devs leaving, I mean, we're putting up a bunch of money on this Bitmart thing, right? We're really focused on we're working with our dev team and continuing to pay them. So we're focused again on long-term strategy that really makes it a real project with impact, not just focus on short-term price. I see all these projects launching that don't have a white paper and it's pure speculation. Maybe that works for them now, but I want something that helps everybody 100x that's in right now, right? So the only way that we get there is we got to be very strategic. And yeah, like again, I know that the chart sucks, but like we're really pushing. Please feel free to share feedback. Like we want to do our best for you guys. So yeah.
Okay, and currently we're number 2 on Satoshi Street Bet, so we just have to beat one more spot, and we get the challenge, the contest, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any other questions? We got about 15 minutes. Awesome. Anything else on your list, Barry?
No, I think I got most of it. Yeah, the usual comes like when there's some concerns like where, like if you guys are gonna dox yourself, and someone was saying that he gets that the case can't dox himself because of his work, and what if somebody else from like another developer or something?
Yeah, I mean if they reveal themselves, it'll be abundantly clear, my identity. So
okay.
Yeah. Anything else, guys? All right. Well, I'll also be in the chat, so feel free to ask questions or hit me up or whatever. Yeah, I mean, we're still here. Like, in general, I think a lot of the charts from the biggest projects are not too exciting. I think that, again, like if you really disagree with like this strategy of going and getting on a bunch of exchanges, let us know, because we're spending like a bunch of money on it. If like, yeah, any feedback or suggestions you have to help us grow, like we're all ears, because we want the same.
Yeah, I just think it like a lot of people asking these questions, like we get the questions. I mean, I'm a little curious, like what other tokens are you guys investing in? Because I mean, I just see like a bunch of just nonsense whenever I look at these tokens. Like, what are they actually doing? It's like, I don't know. We get the questions, but we have a pretty good path going forward. So I guess does anyone have like I'm genuinely curious, like what are some of the other things that people are doing that you don't think we're doing, or like that we could do better?
Yeah, I think I listed them out. Like you gotta, like for example, the subreddit, you have to utilize that more. Like when I was first in Safe Mars and Safe Moon, like I didn't know about Telegram. All I knew was about the subreddit, and I was always on that, like trying to see what the developers are saying, what the community is saying. And like I noticed from you guys, there has been like there weren't that many posts in the subreddit, which you should use that advantage to put out every announcement or everything that you're doing, or like what's gonna come.
Bless you. Yeah, thanks, Barry. I mean, I think we've been posting quite a bit more since you shared that feedback with me. So, thanks for the suggestion.
Yeah, you should keep doing that, and even put like, what's coming this week, or what's upcoming, or what you have planned in this week. I know sometimes you let like the mods like know we have this and coming, but if you just let the community know, and then the community be like, oh, you know what? Okay, there's this coming this week. There's this coming this week.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's a good point. I guess. Yeah, I mean I guess like. Obviously, this is the first time we've done this, and like we didn't even really jump into the whole altcoin thing before we even did this. And so, yeah, I guess like personally, I didn't really realize that like the subreddits would be, or even YouTube would be like such a big.
No, that's like it's a very big thing. Like if you know how to if you can use them properly, you can increase the amount of people you have, your holders.
Right.
Even just like for example, when I made that video on how to buy, but it's just from like a member from the community. But when they see like it from the like official YouTube account by Wenmoon, they think, oh wow, this token is not no fucking rug pull. They actually care about their token. For example, I like 2 weeks ago I bought a token, and the reason I got into it was a pre-sale too, because I seen the website. It looks fucking nice. They had a YouTube page where they made a video about their token. And they had a Twitter page going on and doing giveaways. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I'll go in, because it doesn't seem like it's gonna scam or anything. So just having that official, like posted by Wenmoon, like a YouTube video how to buy, how to sell, like a little video on what your token is about, will make people more. It's more engaging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would agree with the YouTube channel. is the first place where I go to get information about anything, right? And you take it with a grain of salt, like even like if you're getting it from a video that is not official, you know, like some YouTuber just talking. But if it's from the actual, you know, token page or official channel, it does give you a little more credibility. At least the feeling though, and the perspective, and that's what we're trying to accomplish.
Exactly,
here,
exactly, 100%.
Okay.
And then the Reddit is it just shows that we definitely know in the community that the devs are active, but like how do the people that how do I know if I'm new, right? Like unless I'm in Telegram, I don't really know. So if I go to the Reddit and read 2 or 3 posts and nobody has posted in the last 3 days, it does give the feeling that, oh man,
That's
even
like
though it's not, yeah, exactly. Even though it's not, I want to emphasize that, right? It's not dead. Of course, we were working, like the devs are working hard and we're not, and the project is very much alive. It does give that feeling of, there's nothing going on, right? And unfortunately, we're in that era, right? The era of like things happening so fast and people want things quick. And so like posting every day, 1 post a day, hey, this is the update, you know, or a YouTube channel. I guess my suggestion would be like, I think you already talked about that, which is hiring someone to do kind of a social media side of things. And I think that will be a game changer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even just to add on to that, even if on Reddit, I know I know the developers posted, but the users don't know who the developer is or what your username is on the Reddit. You can just put like a dev update here. Like for example, I'm also in Hoj. I was one of the early buyers in Hoj, and on Hoj, yeah, if you check their charts, like a shit show, right? But the developers constantly post on subreddit, on their subreddit, or even on their Discord, just say like, oh, developer update here. This is what's going on, so and so and so. And they utilize their announcement channel on Telegram like crazy. Like, oh, this is what's coming on. This is what's gonna go on. So I feel like when you update on your subreddit, you should at the same time update your Telegram announcement channel, or even the Discord channel. And a lot of people don't even know that you have a Telegram announcement channel. I think what you should do is change the combat that every time a new user joins the Wenmoon Telegram, they also join the announcement channel automatically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Cool, guys. Any other questions or suggestions? We really appreciate it. Awesome. All right, guys. Like I said, feel free to shoot us a DM. We'll be in the chat. Like again, we're trying to make big moves. I think the big move once we like they should be waking up anytime. Once we get this D-Box contract signed back from them, we're gonna start pushing for this Thursday or Friday go live. And so like hopefully this is like a really nice growth driver for us. And then we should have Bitmart coming up pretty soon after.
Sorry, one more thing. For interrupting. I know you mentioned this. I think one suggestion for the long-term strategy is great because you're aiming for every week or at least once a week having an exchange. What we saw today was like the drop was because nothing was going on today, which is again we cannot have updates every single 6 hours, right? But if you had something in the middle, like one shot of caffeine a week or something like that, I don't know. Of course, if the budget allows it, of course. But
yeah.
I think it would help if we had that little like bump, that so the chart is not, people freaking out, right? Like oh my god, a panic sell, and just because today, like literally, the contract was signed, right? Like, and people are we're already going in this, or we're going to this. I feel like already we're going to the moon and we're going to Bitmart right next, or whatever exchange we're going. But we just needed that shot of caffeine to stay awake, right? Or that shot of espresso today.
No, I mean, yeah, it's a good point. I think having that marketing person that's focused on influencer outreach will help spread the work, because we're working hard on getting this exchange live and doing some of these other things. So we're not spending as much time on influencers, and so getting that mark. Like I agree with you. normally what we see is like, okay, it's not like you see growth just on the day that the exchange goes live, right? Like there's a buildup. And so my hope is that, okay, now that we finally have something kind of finalized on an exchange, or will, here, hopefully in a few hours, then we can start the buildup. And then that buildup will parlay itself into another kind of buildup for the next exchange. And then the next, so once we get the ball rolling, I'm hoping that we can continue to keep the momentum or build on that momentum. So yeah, I mean, I agree. It was just because of the weekend, and we didn't already have some of the contracts signed with Bitmart and some of the others. Like I tried, but it just didn't, the timing didn't work out. And so, yeah, I was nervous coming into the weekend without one of those confirmed. And so anyways, yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to say PSA to everybody. A lot of people, I noticed last week, for example, there's a fake Wenmoon token someone made, and they use the same logo and some BSC scan. So be careful for that. Don't buy the wrong stuff. Don't be connecting your wallet to a website or anything that's not like Pancakeswap or DXL, because you'll get scammed.
100%. I mean, on Pancakeswap now you see our logo, so I don't think that they're gonna be able to also use our logo in Pancakeswap. I think it'd be pretty difficult to get approved, but yeah.
Any update on the CoinGecko?
Dude, no. I do not understand. I did kind of violate a rule by applying a second time last Tuesday, but it had been almost 2 weeks since my first application. We still weren't on there, and then we were live on Hotbit, so I decided to apply a second time, and so literally still no word back. I don't know why. Also, I'm trying, so I'm going to submit a PR. I'm going to try to get, when you buy, sell SafeMoon, there's that pop up on Pancakeswap with the note about the tokenomics. I think that would be really good for us. I'm going to submit code for that. It's weird how it's done. So I'm going to submit code for that, and we'll see if they accept it. I'm not optimistic, but I've figured out how to do it, and so we'll see if they accept it.
Okay, and you know how Pancakeswap, they got V2 and V1. Will you be transitioning to V2 soon, or anytime soon?
So my understanding, and I have my understanding is that they are migrating to V2 for us, because I burned the liquidity tokens. So I can't migrate the liquidity tokens over because I threw those away.
Oh, okay.
So it says if you don't have your liquidity tokens, we'll do this automatically for you. I think they've just run into a lot more issues than they were expecting, and it's taking a while.
Okay, and one question I wanted to ask is, to the current people listening right now and the holders coming, what should they be looking forward to this week?
This week,
gains,
man. I mean, hopefully. So basically, the big news is going to be the exchanges that we are lining up. Hopefully tonight we'll have 2 officially signed contracts by both parties for Bitmart and Bbox. We're working on some others as well. We've applied to basically a ton, and we're working through those contracts, and we need to spread them out just because the cost is significant. So anyways, this week, Bbox exchange go live, and we'll have a big kind of ramp up for that, and then should have designs for V1 to start getting community feedback on this week, and then we will also kind of start the ramp up for Bitmart most likely for early next week. And we'll have some influencers help promote that as well.
Okay. Can you also sorry to interrupt? Can you also just put that on the subreddit and just put developer here saying so and so?
Yeah.
A lot of people on the subreddit. I don't think some of them aren't even in Telegram, so they can see that, right? Oh, okay, this is what's coming up this week. Just a small update, this is what's going on and whatnot.
Absolutely. Mike?
Yes, I might have a good idea. Just thought now it might be stupid as well. what about a giveaway a day? Like if you hold 500K of Wenmoon, you gain an iPhone, and every day you're like might win that, and this might this gonna show people that they can make money with Wenmoon because people will more and more come because of the giveaways.
Right. So with that, one of the problems. So does anyone remember the guy from Twitter the other night that had the live stream going talking about cryptos? Okay. Well, there's a pretty big guy on Twitter, and he gave us he was giving away scores. He gave us a 1.9 at first. So then I started messaging him, just talking to him a little bit, and he said that one of the problems with Wenmoon is he just saw us as like a giveaway token, just like everyone else, and like that he didn't think we had any real utility and stuff like that. So I had to explain to him like some of the things we were doing. So with that, I don't think we want to like be known as this like giveaway token. Like, yeah, it might attract some people, but like, is that going to really attract big investors, like people who actually want to see this go in the long term and put real money into it? You know, so I think we have to be careful with not becoming some like
with the image of the coin.
Right. Yeah. We don't want to be just someone that's known, oh, we're giving away a bunch of stuff, like, and not be taken seriously. So we think that there's a lot of people out there that are investing in altcoins that want to see, they have a lot of money and they want to see like that these tokens are actually of substance. Yeah, I think that would be good, but I mean, it could also be bad in a certain way too.
The image is more important.
Hey guys, yeah, I think one of the important things, just like you guys elevated, we don't want our USP to be a giveaway token. When I look at the coin, what I think is that we help people get into crypto and we help them not get scammed. I think that's a very strong USP. And something for people to rally around, because when people, especially noobs who don't necessarily know how to even buy the token and this is their first time, that's the number one thing that they're ranking for is safety. So we provide safety for people so that they're not rug pulled, on top of a lot of other things, but that's a very attractive USP.
Yeah.
Another question now for Case is, you know how you said the DApp is going to tell you if the token is rug proof or so-and-so will alert. Like, I noticed that PooCoin just recently started doing that. So how are you gonna basically get members to use your DApp instead of PooCoins?
Yeah, I mean,
every shitcoin is connected to the PooCoin chart, and anytime they click that, it'll show up right away. Oh, the developer owns 99% of the token. Oh, this token is a rug or so and so. So what will you do that will get people to use your DApp?
Yep, it's a good question. So the goal in general is to solve unsolved problems, and so like, you know, that's why we're not building an exchange like SafeMoon is building an exchange, for example. So like, I mean, if there are problems that don't need to be solved, if PooCoin is already doing, you know, very good job helping people to avoid rugs, and there's no like, you know, easy opportunity for us to solve that problem, then we'll go solve some other problem that, like, again, talking about it. And the goal is to provide kind of an all-encompassing suite. And so the benefit is greater than, you know, any one individual part. You know, there's plenty of ecosystems outside of crypto software where like the winners, people win because they're offering a handful of tools, and people want the convenience and the benefits of a handful of tools. And so, like, you know, we'll start with this kind of analytics around your current holdings and historical trading history, and then we'll continue to build on top of that. But like, you know, KuCoin isn't showing all the tokenomics, right, for the coin, and making sure that you understand that before you go hop in. Like that's a clear opportunity to answer questions and like solve an unsolved problem essentially. And so, yeah, so like, I just think in general, there's a lot of unsolved problems, and that's what we're going to really focus on. You know, if KuCoin has one feature of, you know, 50 that we're trying to build, then that's cool. But, you know, we'll continue on.
Yeah. So I just have to let you know that when you guys come with the DApp, it has to be like on point. Like it has to be. It can't be like there's a lot of too many bugs coming in, because a lot of people right now, I think most of them, they're banking on the DApp itself. Like, you know what? Oh, when the DApp comes, like, oh, we're gonna blow up. So it better live up to the hype that you're making it sound.
Bro, listen, I mean, I get it. So, you know, I definitely feel the pressure. I mean, what I'm trying to prepare everybody for is like we'll have, you know, a good first version, but like what this PooCoin was not built in, you know, a month, let's say, or 2 weeks or whatever. So like what we'll be rolling out is something that provides value day one, and every week or whatever, we'll be adding more and more value. We'll be taking feedback and suggestions from the community, and we'll continue to add value to that. What we're not going to be, we're not going to release something that is like, you know, this massive, like super sick suite of tools that like, you know, just blows everybody out of the water on day one. Like that's unreal. That's an unrealistic expectation. So, you know, I've said this in the past, I'm a very iterative guy. We're going to get something out day one that has utility and, you know, brings insights and will help you track how many tokens you're earning, not just from Wenmoon, but all your other tokens that have some reflection in the contract, for example, right? Like, okay, and you can see the value of those and how much am I earning per token that I'm holding, like whatever. So like we'll be bringing value right away, and we'll continue to iterate from there. So like, yeah, it's not going to be the coolest thing you've ever seen, but it's going to bring value. And like PooCoin, I mean, I've seen better charts than PooCoin. I've worked with charts that work a lot better, but they're solving problems that nobody else is solving. And so we're going to use it, and they're continuing to iterate and add features, and we're excited about that. And so anyways, yeah.
Speaking of charts, do you see like you guys developing something similar to that, like making a chart?
I mean, we'll see. Like that, like nothing is off the table, right? Like even an exchange theoretically is not off the table, but we're just gonna follow a nice linear progression, and we're gonna make a bunch of cool stuff that really helps people make better decisions and invest better, and hopefully, you know, not get rug pulled or get rug pulled less or whatever. And yeah, you know, like I could definitely see some opportunities to make a way better version of PooCoin, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, because like I don't want to spend way too much time building something people don't use, or it's only marginally better. But if we have 3 other dApps and PooCoin still has a bunch of gaps, then it may make sense, because people want to go check the chart because they're wondering when they're going to hit the moon. And what better tool to use than Wenmoon charts?
Yeah, I was even saying, like, for example, when you look at the DApp, right? Like, I don't know, like in stocks right now, if you buy a stock, it'll tell you like your monthly progression on the chart. Like, it'll show how much, you hit like almost 30K, then you hit 10K, like you went down. Even just like a simple function like that, you can even implement. Like, where I'll like see all your tokens and see how much you made that month. Like, I'll just graph it.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, dude. I mean, there's so much opportunity. I don't know how long PooCoin's been around. I need to like look into that, but yeah, I mean, there's like, I know they're making updates a little more frequently now, but it feels like they haven't been very aggressive on making improvements. Again, like, you know, my background is in the in the software space, and like and I built out like this suite of tools, and like we're just very aggressive on you know, making it really cool and adding new tools essentially. And like the value is absolutely in the suite. People will come for one tool or the next, but they stay for the suite. And so that's what we trying to build.
Okay. Are there any other questions?
Case, you might have asked a quick question about pancakes that you were talking about a second ago.
Yeah.
So you're talking about submitting some code to Pancakes so that you can show some tokenomics in that info stream, which I'm really interested in, because I think the 2 top problems I can see is that people don't know how to use the slippage.
Yep.
And even just simply finding the contract address to use in Pancake, a lot of people are having troubles with. So when you submit that code, is it possible, is that going to allow Wenmoon to be a native token in Pancake, where they can just search for Wenmoon rather than have to type the address in?
No, not yet for that. What it would do though is it would have instructions on slippage, both for buying and selling. It would also make sure that when someone goes to sell, we will let them know that there's a 15% tax on that sale to make sure, like, hey, if you're trying to break even, make sure that you're considering that transaction fee prior to sale. Because I see, so like whether we're going to all-time high or going sideways or we're down, like I see people that are selling at a loss, and I don't think that they necessarily like intended to, or we're aware of the fact that there's also a tax on the back end. And so, yeah, like I think this would hopefully improve the conversion rate when someone is trying to buy Wenmoon, because so many people, we see it all in the chat, so many people coming in asking how to manage slippage. And if Pancakeswap just handled that for us, that'd be big.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there any possibility of adding the Wenmoon token to Pancake, or is that a whole other problem to try and tackle?
That is like, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the threshold is to like be able to do that. My assumption has been that we need to be like quite a bit larger, as I look at some of the like projects that are in the hundreds of millions of market cap, still not in there. Yeah, so.
Sure. All right. We'll just keep an eye on it as we get larger.
Yeah, we'll see. I really hope that Pancakeswap lets me make this change to the little modal, the pop-up, because that would be really big. But I didn't look through the code to see how many other people are in there. It's really just it just sits anyways. So yeah, like we'll see. I was surprised that it's not like dynamic.
Yeah, that'll be a good addition. Well done.
Thanks. We'll see. I'll let you guys know for sure. I'll let you guys know about CoinGecko as well. Like I still can't believe that's not up.
It's maybe because we tweeted at him and made him mad.
We did. Thanks, guys.
What about the other audit, the Certic audit? What's the ETA on that?
They were out this weekend, and I don't know. So it's one dev week. So probably one dev week from either today or tomorrow. I don't know what their office hours are, but I just sent them also back our signed contract.
Okay.
So I'm assuming the dev week is a calendar week. Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you have suggestions on exchanges that we should list on, let us know. We're talking to them all at this point. Feels like.
Whitebit?
Yeah.
Yeah, Whitebit. Like they sent over the contract. Like it's also just a pretty expensive one. So like we just need to stagger out the exchanges for sure.
Now this question I'm gonna ask you: how do you feel about the current price? Like personally, like how does it weigh on you? Because you're the developer, right? So when you see this shit go like this, it's gonna affect you a lot more than the person that buys it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this on here already. Like, I was taking this all like so personally, and just like I was just it was not the best for my mental health, let's say. And we're like pretty much every single night I'm falling asleep at my laptop, or I'm falling asleep at my laptop, just trying to get that last Reddit post out, or just trying to get that last influencer outreach out, or like whatever. I'm literally falling asleep at my laptop every single night. And so like we're just putting so much effort, money into this. And so yeah, when I see people sell, like I see a whale sell or whatever, I'm like, dang, that really hurts. I take that personally. But like, I've just been spending more time looking at some of the bigger projects and their progress, like SafeMoon and Elongate and SafeMars and all this. And it's like they had dips. Like most of the big projects are down right now, even though a lot of like crypto's bouncing back. They're down right now. So like it's not just Wenmoon. It's not just the stuff that we're doing. And I'm also just like, it also wasn't productive for me to be in there literally watching every single transaction, seeing, okay, who's buying, who's selling, like, what's their kind of ROI on these trades. Like like today I wasn't in the chat as much. I'm spending a lot more time on like the big moves, the things that are gonna like move the price instead of just watching the price. And honestly, like I feel a lot better than that. And so I'm now at a point where like, yeah, I saw that whale drop. Like obviously my adrenaline gets going. Like I have anxiety every time I'm away from the chart, and I'm like just scared to look at the chart because I don't know what's gonna happen, especially when I sleep at night. But like still I have a lot more peace because I really think that the long-term moves that we're making are going, like, this is going to be a little blip. Just like when you look at the last all-time high from like probably like 2 weeks ago now, like when you look at the all-time high from here, it looks like a little blip. And I think that's what this is going to look like, because we're focused on big moves, not just like trying to get the next influencer or the next, I don't know, whatever meme or the next Reddit post. Like, you know, we're doing some of those things, but anyways, yeah, it's like, if I just focus on the long term, this thing is going to be in a good place. So yeah, I mean, it really sucks, but like, I feel like I'm in a little bit of a better place than normal, but yeah, I mean, my heart drops when I see those transactions and everything.
Hey, Barry, just so you know, I made the YouTube channel and posted our first video on how to buy Wenmoon for you. That one's for you.
That was really fast. I like that. That was really fast. I was gonna message you right after, like, you guys should do that as soon as possible, but you guys did it right away while we were on the AMA. That's really good.
Hustling.
Yeah, even posted on the subreddit too. You know, our official, so on forth and whatnot.
Awesome. All right, mods, everybody that's, you know, invested, like, you guys, thank you so much for being here. We just really appreciate everybody's help and effort. Like, let's really get some traction on this V-Box. Like, don't say anything yet, because it's not like official. Like I said, we've been going back and forth with them. We sent them the signed contract. We just need them to wake up and send back theirs. Pretty much same with Bitmart. So anyways, yeah, let's get some nice run up. This should be big for us. This is by far our biggest exchange, and let's keep those diamond hands going on this run up. Like, it'd be cool if we ran from this recent low to new all-time high again. Like, you know, we were at a much lower price than this when we had our last all-time high run up, and we can definitely do it again. That's for sure.
Okay, one last question before you go, Case. So, who's the third developer? Is it just two developers? Is there one more?
There's a third. He's just behind the scenes.
Oh, okay. All right. And can you just tell us, like, what the community, what each person does? So I know Elon's like more like on the market. I would say the marketing side, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not taking that wrong. And then I think you do more coding and stuff. And what was the third person?
So he doesn't spend as much time. Like, he put up like a lot of the money, well, a decent amount of the money. And I mean, he does some of the like behind the scenes stuff. He's helped bring in some other like bigger investors. But yeah, like, it's mostly Elon and I doing the heavy lifting, but I mean, he's still part of the strategy and in helping out, just more like back end stuff.
Okay. And then this question I have, because I was in a token, recently, like, and the token was doing good, but unexpectedly, like, it went to shit because there were, again, 3 developers, and each person had a different task, and 2 of them, they just cut, they left. Right? So, telling investors, like, how would you, like, would that happen here, or what would you do that wouldn't happen here? How can you assure your investors that won't happen here?
That's a good question. Like, I can't speak to those other devs. So, like, you know, Elon and I we're like really good friends. We're really good friends with this third investor dev. And so, like, I mean, if one of us left, we'd be screwing over like a very long-term, you know, friend. And you know, we're just like more long-term people. You know, we're not like emotional people that, you know, someone hurt my feelings or something, so I'm gonna dip. Like, yeah. So I don't know if that's the right answer. It's not like we just found each other on you know, 4chan and started you know, geeking out over conspiracy theories on 5G vaccines or whatever, 5G microchip vaccines. Like, we're like long-term friends, and yeah, I mean, we're in this together. So
okay.
Yeah. Any last questions, Barry?
No, I'm good. I'm good now.
All right. Good questions though, for real.
No problem.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Shoot us a DM. We'll get back to you. Sometimes a little bit slow. Telegram's hard to keep track of everything, but